Hi everyone, Brashani Reese here from IM. I wanted to get on today and talk a little bit about the inaccessibility of the court system. Many Americans have never been charged with a crime. They've never found themselves actually in a courtroom for any reason. And so there are a lot of myths and misunderstandings and just a lack of knowledge around what it takes to actually be a part of the justice system if you unfortunately find yourself in that situation. Our legal system is not accessible to the average person. But in our country, we talk a lot about how there is justice for all. The first thing that is inaccessible is the language of the laws. If you've never gone to the general laws of your state, I urge you to just look them up really quick. Just take a look at any section and read it, and you'll see that it takes a lot of intellectual knowledge to interpret and translate the laws, so that you even understand what exactly is covered and what exactly is illegal. The second thing about our court system that is inaccessible is the financial component to the court process. If you've never been charged with a crime or you've never had to retain an attorney, let me give you an example. I one time had to retain an attorney, and when I approached her and got a consultation, which was free, the retaining cost would have cost me $5,000. That means $5,000 up front to retain her services. Her hourly rate was $500 an hour. Now, in my situation, the attorney actually felt bad for me. She felt that there was an injustice happening in my life, and therefore she reduced her hourly rate to $350 an hour. Very quickly, I spent that entire retainer because I needed her for various phone calls, letters, etc. Many attorneys, that's kind of the cost of having an attorney, are thousands of dollars up front and then hundreds of dollars per hour. So if you unfortunately find yourself in a situation where you've been charged with a crime, it will be an easy 10 grand in order to try to navigate our legal system with any type of representation. So there's a stigma in our country around having gone through a court process, as if somehow you brought this on yourself, or if you didn't want to be court involved, you didn't have to be, etc. And I was inspired to get on and share this today because of one thing that happened yesterday. In the state of California, 14 protesters chained themselves to Governor Newsom's gate outside of his house. And they were protesting the COVID outbreak that's happening in the prison system there in California, which is very scary. If you haven't looked it up, look at it. It's horrible, especially in San Quentin, the number of people who are infected. Those individuals were arrested and taken away, luckily without violence. However, they were charged with 4 separate crimes: trespassing, failure to leave, unlawful assembly, and failure to leave after receiving a warning. Yeah, does one of those sound redundant? Absolutely. But this is an example of how a prosecutor can decide to pile on charges. I'm going to guess that if the prosecutor goes through with charging those individuals, each of those 14 people will need an attorney for a minimum of 10 hours. At $500 an hour, I don't know too many people in my life that could actually afford that type of representation. If you think that you can navigate the court system, I challenge you to go to and actually look up the process of what it takes to file a motion, etc. within your state, and you might be surprised. As a highly educated person, I'm always blown away at how complicated those processes are. It's almost as if justice for all is the way that we want it to look, but we don't actually really want it to be. Thank you so much for listening. Click subscribe, like, follow us on Instagram. I'm Brashani from IM. You can find me on Facebook, and hope to talk to you soon. Peace.